I've been waiting for you.
James, what do you think about being here with Carmelo now on your
It's great. Obviously what Melo brings to the table. He brings that vet leadership. Um, added to the guys that we already had, and this ability to score, uh, which we'll make sure we do. He's make sure we put him in his positions and give him opportunities to where he can get going, and that's what we're about.
You're always trying to add things to your game to get better every year. With MVP, what do you do now to be even better?
I got to take it to another level. Every single year, I got to improve and make sure that um, I'm a leader and my game speaks for itself.
How important was the Bahamas stuff?
It was great, man. You get an opportunity for uh, the guys, James, Ennis, and Melo, and all the other guys to see what we're about, get a feel for the culture that we've established these last few years, and kind of bring that great work ethic and them great smiles every single day. We got to figure it out. We don't know yet. Once I get on the court and I figure out how they playing us, then we'll talk about it and we'll attack it from there. But that's one of the great things about what we have in this locker room and the coaching staff. We're always in full communication to where if we see something that we might get attacked, we'll all be on the same page and we'll all see it. Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of guys that take the pressure off me. Obviously, Chris and Eric, but then you have Melo, and obviously we all know what Melo can do once he get going, especially if he's put in his right positions. But there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for him, catch and shoot opportunities, where a lot of open shots where he probably hasn't had in a long time that he got to get comfortable with, and I know he will.
For this team to take those last steps to win a championship, do you just need to get luckier and stay healthy, or does this team have to get better? And if it's
Both,
better, how do you get better?
both. I think getting better, first individually, and then as a collective unit. I think just last year, it's our first, Chris's first year, PJ's first year. But throughout the course of the year, we were trying to figure out different defenses that we're going to do and still trying to figure out how to get guys shots and things like that. But now we're good. Like, we know what we're doing defensively and offensively, and we just got to execute. And then, you add a guy like Melo in, he's going to fit in. It's going to be a breeze for him. Yeah. You playing alongside me and Chris? We all do. We all do. We all got one goal, man. And if you don't keep hearing the same story over and over, and so I'm not here no more. Like, we got to win a chip, and so we all got the same goal, and we kind of a little bit we kind of know what it takes to kind of almost get there, but we haven't gotten there yet. So that's more motivation. That's more drive for all of us.
Talked about bringing in guys like BJ and Chris last year.
Yeah.
How does that experience bringing in new guys sort of carry over to this year with all the new guys coming in? How does that?
It makes it easier. Yeah, it makes the transition easier. It makes, obviously, adding James and Melo and Brandon Knight and Marquise Chris, a guy, bless you, guys that are, coming from not winning these last few years, kind of know what our culture is about, and obviously the coaching staff does an unbelievable job of creating that culture. But there's no we're not having a meeting on defining guys' roles and what are your roles. Like, everyone knows what their role is, and if you play your role to the best of your ability every single night, great things will happen for you and great things will happen for this team. And that's the great feeling about it, that we don't have to explain that.
Someone was saying that the expectations you guys did so well, like Western Conference, at least Western Conference Finals, but better. For you, is it, championship or nothing? I mean, is
Yeah.
the mindset?
Yeah, when you make it to the Western Conference Finals, all you hear is, you guys had a great season. You guys will be good next year. Like, you hear that all summer, and I'm tired of hearing that shit. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. I think we bring that out of each other. Like we don't have any like all of us are together. We hang out, um, so that kind of it comes out naturally, you know. And then obviously Melo fits right in, James fits right in, Marquise, Brandon, like that is gonna happen naturally, and that's the one thing that we're not worried about. Like and one thing about this team as well, when guys aren't working hard, which is rare, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, and so we don't have to worry about those problems. Yeah, he's 15. He's like a little kid again. Like he's happy, he's smiling, he's running around, and we got that same feeling from Chris last year. Like you talk about, "Oh, I've never been in a situation like this, and from the organization, how they make you feel good. Everything's is right in front of you, and obviously the players that you have around you. So when you're on the court, it makes the game a lot easier.
Jake, you talked about fit. Why is Mike D'Antoni such a great fit here with you with him?
Because he lets me do what I want. Nah, nah, I'm just joking. Um, Mike is a genius, man. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. Like he knows basketball. He knows what he's talking about, and he like never yells. He's just so cool. Like so you want to like make him happy. You want to go run through a wall for him, you know, because he's a genius and he loves the game. And so one thing that I've learned from him, he's a great communicator. Like not to me or not to Chris. I'm talking about the entire roster. And when you got a coach like that that communicates from player 1 to 15, it's like it's one of the best feelings.
Les always ran things at a very high level. He ran a good organization. I expect since Tillman took over, things have changed. I mean, you have a media day here, you have Rolls Royces in the lobby.
That's
Is there
real.
ever a
That's
point
player. That's real player.
and
Balling.
NBA is such a star-driven league. Players, super team, all these things. I would imagine this doesn't hurt in this world what you guys want, to where he's running things as high of a level as possible.
As possible is right. Tillman's gonna do whatever he wants, man. And he deserves it. You know, he's obviously he spent the money, but um, the way his interaction has been this past year, and the way he's around, and the way he's allowing us to feel his energy, um, that's rubbing off on us. You know, so he's able to do things like this, you know, at his hotel or whatnot. Um, but for us, myself and Chris and we're not really that flashy. So our owner shows the flash for us. It's not a bad thing.
You kind of alluded to this earlier, but so much talk about losing Trevor and Luke, but the bench seems like it's incrementally better, deeper, and has more experience. Can you just kind of relate to the additions that were made and how much better it is to have a deep bench?
Yeah, obviously Trev and Luke were huge pieces to what we did last year. Obviously Trev has been here, was been with me for a few years. Definitely gonna miss him. But the pieces that we added, of course, we added a lot more depth. And I think as you look throughout the course of a season, you're gonna need depth. You're gonna need guys that fill in roles and come in and give you good minutes and and even for the playoffs as well. And so when coach look at that roster and he looks down the line and he feels comfortable with 10, 11, 12 guys that can come in and contribute at any point of the game, I think that's more valuable than having 6 or 7 guys like we kind of fell off and had towards the end of the season. So it's more comfortable.